Hi, I'm Heather Turner, Principal Practice Leader of Relationship Development at EUA, and honored to serve Tempo as its board chair for the past 2 years. As I sunset on my leadership role with this organization, I'm so incredibly proud of what Tempo has accomplished. At last week's annual meeting, I shared some thoughts on my time as board chair, and in that, I also shared a very quiet and personal journey battling an aggressive form of thyroid cancer. As you can hear, my voice is still on the recovery mode. However, I was happy to share in my comments last week that I've had an all clear from my doctors. I'm doing amazingly well. I have much to be grateful for, and a lot of that gratitude extends into the Tempo and EWL community. In 2003, or 2023, I should say, at the beginning of my term as Tempo Board Chair, we introduced our 3-year strategic plan. This plan represents our vision for the future, who we are now, and who we aspire to be. Our new strategy came at a time when our country was in pandemic recovery mode, a time when things looked a bit different for our membership organizations. The plan challenged us to reimagine Tempo, reimagine what our future holds, and reimagine the member experience. I'm going to spend a little time going through some accomplishments from this past year, and wow, we've got a lot of them to celebrate. As a reminder, we have 4 key pillars to our 3-year strategic plan, launched in 2023. Those are engagement, programming, equity, and expanded impact. So let's dive into it. Our first pillar is engagement. This pillar is really about meeting our members where they are at and delivering on exceptional programming and engagement opportunities. We've been rolling Tempo personas, and hopefully you can relate to one or more of these personas being leveraged more than ever in the programming and opportunities we are offering. I do want to highlight that this past year, we really placed emphasis on highlighting legacy members as we kicked off our 50th anniversary planning, and also launching into our builder community, which focuses on programming and networking events for our women-owned businesses and entrepreneurial communities, while maintaining our commitment to member mentoring from our wildly popular mentor circles to our one-on-one Tempo mentor and EWL mentee matches. Our next pillar is programming, the way in which we provide high caliber programming and professional development opportunities. Let's recap programming from this past year. Our programming and professional development offerings this past year reached new levels with high caliber content, diversity of speakers, including ethnicity, industry, and thought at the same time with record-breaking attendance. Registration for each of our program meetings and professional development sessions significantly exceeded the numbers we experienced pre-COVID. In fact, each of our professional development sessions reached sold-out capacity. This forced us to move to a larger, new professional development venue for Tempo. Our signature events were on fire this year. Beginning in November, we hosted our 19th annual leadership event featuring Soledad O'Brien to a sold-out crowd of more than 1,000 at the Baird Center. And we also celebrated 35 amazing years of mentoring at our 35th annual Mentor Awards in February, where we honored 3 incredible mentors, Danielle Bly, alderman, woman Michelle Coggs, and Margaret Henningsen. Again, amazing work from our programming and professional development and signature event committees, as well as all of those involved in all of our signature events as well. The next pillar is equity. This pillar is focused around the equity, inclusion, and belonging of our members and our guests. Our commitment to diversity and equity and inclusion remain a priority this past year and into the future. Let's dive into a few of the highlights from this past year as we have much to celebrate. We doubled down and forged ahead with a renewed commitment to further the impact of women leaders in our community. We introduced our in-person program meetings in June with an impactful and insightful discussion with author and educator Robin DiAngelo in front of an audience of Tempo, EWL members, and community leaders. This event continued the conversation as we started in 2020 reading chapter by chapter Robin's book, White Fragility. We were also able to share the story of our Tempo members through the lens of our award-winning direct positive documentary by hosting company screenings with more than a dozen organizations over the past 12 months. This truly is a gift that keeps on giving. Thank you again to our amazing partner, Bader Rudder. And if you haven't had this experience at your workplace yet, please feel free to reach out to the Tempo offices and find out how you can host one of these inspirational conversations. And lastly, we launched our first mentor circle for women of color. Thank you to board member Beth Ridley for leading this effort. Our final pillar is the expanded impact pillar. This pillar is all about how we can further our impact beyond what we know Tempo as today. It represents our future and our why. This is the impact piece of Tempo, not only through the lens of our members, but also how we show up in our community. Let's dive in. There was a whole lot of buzz around our Tempo Foundation this year, from Tempo member contributions to donations from our direct positive screenings to our holiday raffle. Our members gave in a big way. More than $56,000 was collected on behalf of our Tempo Foundation this year. Thank you to all of those who contributed. Your gifts ensure our Tempo Foundation is able to provide undergraduate scholarships and professional development grants to women in southeastern Wisconsin. Our impact was also experienced by 20 emerging women leaders this year who enrolled in our inaugural Elevate program at Marquette University. This program, which is unique to our EWL community, provides curated content for our new executive leader and is taught by Marquette professors. Congratulations to our first Elevate graduating class of 2025. Our Women's Affinity Alliance also hosted quarterly sessions this year and expanded our footprint to ERG and BRGs around the country. And our Tempo team continues to grow and do amazing things with the addition of two Tempo members, two team members, I should say, Terkesa McCoy and Zoe Aragon. Is there anything else this Tempo team can't do? With the addition of these team members, our social media was on fire. And if you were at last week's Tempo annual meeting, you saw the unveiling of our 50th anniversary website. Nice job to all. We have so much to celebrate this year and have such incredible momentum to launch into for this milestone year. Thank you again to our members. Thank you again to the Tempo board, and thank you to our corporate partners. Your commitment to Tempo ensures our trajectory for the next 50 years. The world moves when women rise. Together, we will continue to rise.